In third video, I'm reading English magazine, and being terrified by something hiding in my hat. We had to wear caps to keep out the sun at school, and one day mine just wasn't sitting right because there was an enormous spider sitting underneath. I was scared of insects for years. Then after kids formed, I found a black belt with a huge tarantula on the buckle. I must have owned it every day for more than a decade. It was a sort of confront your fears approach. Being taught to really value life by my mother. She died in 2018, aged 93, but had been in a concentration camp as a teenager, and to say her family was whipped out it too soft. They were tortured, starved, and finally put into gas chambers. She didn't talk about it, but it gave her a decidedly different world view. My father abandoned us when I was about 6, and my mother had to work 12 hours a day to provide for me. But she made sure I had a stand-up, be proud attitude and didn't use drugs, smoke or drink. Being alive was too precious, but thought, you only get about 80 years and you are asleep for a third of that, and I have yet to consciously get high, drunk or smoke cigarettes. Moving to the US was a born-again moment. My mother and I arrived in New York when I was 8. We had a hole in the ground for a toilet in Israel, and I didn't even have a radio, but now I was in a place with cars, refrigerators, and a flying man in a cap on TV. Anything seemed possible. I couldn't speak English and had to run and gauntlet of what are you stupid? But this gave me thick skin, and because I didn't have many people to talk to, I was able to spend a lot of time daydreaming. I'm now connected to my subconscious, and I know where I have been, and I certainly know where I want to go. Having that clarity means you are less stressed and more confident, which helps a lot in life. Small, skinny English people with funny haircuts changed my life. When the Beatles first appeared on the E.D. Sullivan show in 1964, I would never encountered anything like it. The only British voices I would hear were the posh ones Nazis had in black and white were films. When George spoke in a South accent, I was transfixed. Even before I knew how to play an instrument, I started singing in bands. For at least a year, I went around with a fake accent, trying to pursue chicks. I was English, moving from office junior to rock star. After school, while I was getting bands together, I worked as an ancient assistant at Vogue, a man Friday who did everything the editor wanted me to do, and the entire floor was covered with females that didn't hurt. The male of the species has the primordial urge to march, but my 1973 kiss had formed after Paul Stanley, the band's guitarist and other lead singer, and I had been in a band called Wicked Lester.